Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Anson here. So we're going to go over conditional statements and control flow and just talk a little bit about relational operators as well as some logical operators. So often we're going to have different pathways in our program. So for example, you may want to check for certain values to see if they're equal or if they're greater than or less than another value. And if that is true, then you want to do something else. These conditions allow us to control the flow of our program. It'll make a lot more sense once we actually see a couple of examples. Let's just do something simple. Let's declare a variable called number, and let's go and give it the value of 5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the if expression. This allows us to basically branch our code, and what we're going to do is we're going to check to see if a condition is true or not. So we need to provide a condition by simply specifying something like number less than 10. So what we're doing over here is our condition. We're checking to see if number, which is 5, the value of number is 5. If 5 is less than 10, then what we're going to do is we're going to execute our lines of code inside these curly braces over here. So with if expressions, you need to provide curly braces, which denote the conditional block that is to be executed. What that means is if this condition is met, then it's going to execute the logic inside over here. So for example, if number is less than 10, let's just print out number, let's just print out 5 is less than 10, so print that out. And let's say, what if number is not less than 10, but what if number might be greater than or equal to 10? So let's check to see if number is equal to 10, and if number is equal to 10, we'll just say is equal to 10. Okay, so right over here, we're just printing out the variable, nothing too crazy. Now, what if number is greater than 10? Well, if it's not less than 10, and if it's not equal to 10, then that means it has to be greater than 10. So we don't really have to use else if to check if number is greater than 10. We can just do an else case, which is kind of like the default case. So if none of these conditions are met, then it's just going to jump into the else case. Okay, and I'm going to walk through it in just a sec. We'll just simply say println greater than 10. So let's run this code, and let's actually see what happens. See how it says 5 is less than 10? So basically, the value of number is currently 5. Right over here on line 5, we're checking to see if 5 is less than 10. Since that is true, we're going to execute line number 6. We're printing out 5 is less than 10. We can also add more statements as well. We can do something like hello world, just a simple test. Oh, whoops. I always forget to add the exclamation mark. Okay, see how we don't necessarily need just one line of code. We can add as many as we want, and all of them will be conditionally executed. That just means that if the condition is met, then our programming statements inside these curly braces are going to be conditionally executed. Now, what if number is not less than 10? Let's check to see if number is equal to 10. So let's change the value of number to 10 now. And now you're going to see right over here that it's going to evaluate this if condition to false. So 10 is not less than 10, but 10 is equal to 10. So let's compile our program again. And now, this time it's not executing these two lines of code. It's executing what's inside this block over here, which is 10 is equal to 10. See how that works? Now, what if we change the value of number to 11 now? Let's compile our code again. It's now going to say 11 is greater than 10, which is down over here. So you can kind of see that, look, what's basically happening is we're checking to see if we're checking to see if 11 is less than 10. That's false. So we're going to check the next else if case. Is number equal to 10? No, it is not. That's false as well. There's no other conditions to check for, so we're going to go to the else case. So the else case is kind of like the default case in a sense. And now these symbols over here, this less than symbol and this double equal sign, these are called relational operators. Okay, now there are a couple, so let me go ahead and specify them. So there is the less than, there's greater than, there's double equal, which just basically means I'll just do equals. And then there's also less than or equal, so less than or equal, greater than or equal, So these are all the simple relational operators. Okay, so whenever you want to check to see if something is less than, you would use the less than symbol. It's the same thing as in elementary mathematics. Greater than, equals. When you want to check for equality in two different values, you use double equal sign. So there's a difference between double equals and single equals. The single equal sign is for assignment to a variable, and the double equal signs is checking for equality between two values. And then less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, very straightforward stuff. Now there's also a lot more things that we can do with conditions. Let's say, for example, if you want to check to see if two conditions are met at the same time, then we're going to execute the line of code. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and comment all this out. So in Visual Studio Code, I'm highlighting all this and I'm doing control / and that's going to comment everything out. That's a Visual Studio Code thing. I think it also works in other text editors as well. But let's just declare a variable called age, and let's give the value of 18. Basically what I want to do is I want to check to see if their age is greater than or equal to 18 and less than or equal to 21, then we're going to go ahead and print something out to the console. So to do that, we need two conditions. So let's start off with the if expression, and let's specify our condition. So let's start off with if age is greater than or equal to 18. Okay, so we want to make sure that they're at least 18 years old, but we also want to make sure that they are under 21. So we're going to use the AND operator. Okay, this is called a logical operator, and what this is going to allow us to do is join two conditions together. So we're going to specify another condition, age less than or equal to 21. And if this is true, if both of these conditions are true, then let's just print out at least 18 under 21. Actually, I should do less than 21. And now, obviously, this is going to print out in the console at least 18 under 21. But what if I change this to 19? Let's run that again. At least 18 under 21. Same thing, because age is greater than or equal to 18, and it's also less than 21. What if I change the age to 21 now? What happens then? You're going to notice that nothing's going to happen. There's no output because this condition is false. In order for this whole condition to be true, both of these conditions need to be true because we're using the AND logical operator. So age is 21. Age is greater than or equal to 18, but age is not less than 21. Now, there's also the OR logical operator, which allows us to check to see if either a value is one or the other. So for example, let's comment this part out now, and let's go ahead and let's just declare another variable. Let's call it name Anson. Okay, this is going to be a simple string, and we'll do this if name is equal to Anson, or, so the OR logical operator is just two straight bars down. Okay, we're going to check to see if the name is equal to Anson or name is equal to Bob. Then let's just print something out. Hello. And let's print out the name. Otherwise, we'll just say println your name is, and then name. So it's the same thing. Notice how it says hello Anson. So I declared a variable called name, and I gave the value Anson, which is a string. And then over here, I'm checking to see if the name is either Anson or if the name is Bob. Okay, this allows us to check to see if a value is either one or the other. Now, if I change this to Bob, it's going to execute this line of code over here, hello Bob. Okay, now what if I change it to something else like, I don't know, Kelsey? Let's compile it. Notice how it says your name is Kelsey. It doesn't say hello Kelsey because this condition over here is false. When it comes to the OR operator, either one or the other condition needs to be true, but if both conditions are false, which basically means if both conditions are not true, then the entire condition is false, which means that we're going to go inside the else case. This whole condition block is not going to be executed. So one more logical operator that I should also mention, which is very important, is the not operator, and the not operator just negates the truth value. So let's say, for example, if I want to check to see if a value is not another value, not equal to another value. So for example, let me comment this out as well. And let's just do this. So let's just say, for example, pretend like I inputted my age, and my age was, let's say, 20. So let's say we have a program or some kind of application, and it tells us if our age is not equal to 21, then we are not legally able to buy tickets to go to a concert. So if age is not equal to 21, so this basically means that you have to be 21, exactly 21. Let's just say you are not 21. Now let's compile our code again. Notice how it says you are not 21. So what's going on over here is we're basically just negating the truth value. Okay, we're saying not equal to 21. But you can also have Boolean values. So for example, let's declare a variable called, I don't know, is male, and we'll give it a bool type, and let's just say true. So if is male, you are male. Let's get rid of all of this now. And if we compile our code, it should just execute that line of code. Oh, it wants me to do snake case. That wasn't an error, it was just a warning. Okay, notice how it says you're male, but so the value of our variable is true. Okay, it's a Boolean value. Okay, and all of our conditions, they all evaluate to Boolean values. Okay, and basically we're checking to see if is male. So this is true, but I can also just negate the value of is male. So that basically means not true. Okay, remember the exclamation mark is the not operator. It's going to negate the entire truth value. Let's write an else case. Println, you are not male. Okay. Compile. There you go. It says you are not male. See? So is male, the value of is male is true. But what we're doing here is we're saying, look, if not is male, so that's negating the truth value of is male, which is currently true, but we're negating it to false. And so since this whole condition is false, remember, if the condition evaluates to false, it's not going to execute the whole body of our conditional statement. And then we're going to jump into the else case, and we're just going to say you are not male. And that's pretty much it for conditional statements. So you can think about conditional statements as a way to control the flow of our program. And in future episodes, we're going to put together all of our knowledge of Rust so far, and we're going to build just a simple interactive application, like a console application. Okay, but hopefully all of this made sense. I know there was a lot that we covered. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.